All right, for that breakdown, if you watched the YouTube video last night, we had a couple different levels to watch here for extensions. So we called long on the QQQ right here overnight, 621 area as another bounce in pre. This was the 1618 pivot we put out yesterday. And then we said it would come along back to the 1 minute gaps, right? Same with the SPY over here on this side. We came in and we said as long as it holds that weird Algo's GP from yesterday. If we look over here, that was this weird, awkward, non-existent Algo, 9:21 a.m. on the minute chart central. We've seen that opportunity as well as anything above will come to the gap. So we got that right. We came into that support. We said it would come right here all the way up to the 1 minute gap. And lo and behold, there is your top of pre-market. Okay. So we do have these open for live yet. This is still pre-market. And of course, SPYs is still way up here. If we move that Fibonacci over from yesterday, this is the wonky algo intraday we've seen. That was a fake candle. We'll turn this one green. And then we'll come on here and we'll put this as a focus, right? Because the pivot is going to be the 1618 over, but the 100 is going to be support. So we looked for pullbacks, like we said, coming into the open. We should come back down to those triple GPs we had posted. So if you're looking at it from an ETF perspective, we wanted it down to yesterday's close. We wanted it down to yesterday's close. That's the white dashed line you see on both charts. So we have that pullback finally. We're waiting for that, and we'll show you where we need it to go. So if we go into our ES chart here on the 5 minute, we have a triple as called and posted. And we were watching this guy play out this morning. This is also a perfect 15-minute candle with a 100 EMA tag. So we shy the 3618. We come all the way down to here where that 100 support is. And that is that pivot for support at 6821 to range all the way back up to the 3618 and higher, because we obviously have a gap potential on the SPY from our YouTube. Also for the QQQ, since we didn't do it live. So this is that pre-market pull we were waiting for, and we just needed to come back down to support, and then we need a live tag of those 1 minute gaps we talked about last video. So the entirety of the day is going to be watching the pullback from that target gap, come down, hold this really big 15-minute 100. So we have an opportunity to see it right here, holding support, and we want to build support near yesterday's close to come back up for a live tag, right? So that is the tried and true play there for that. So we're going to be looking for dip buys after that gap was tapped. We're going to come down here into this range of support, and then we're going to watch it come back as high as the 3618 on QQQ and SPY. So these fibs are going to be extremely important. The 15-minute chart shows that is the 3 a.m. central normal candles. So we have an opportunity to see everything algo magnet again to the live gaps above. So again, we're going to be focusing those as we've seen a really nice dip coming here because of that algo magnet, right? That 15-minute in the triple. There's no way it can maintain. The best part is it shied the 3618 up here, right? So that huge grind, this is where we had that triple, pushes all the way up to my favorite extension, fails, comes down to yesterday's close as called in Discord. We won't play until yesterday's close. So we sat tight all pre-market, waited for the pull. There it is. Here's yesterday's close. Here's yesterday's close. So again, we'll be watching that support. Our catalyst, again, is going to be that volatility index. Whenever the VIX is up here into the high teens, you never, ever, ever want to take your eyes off of it. So the 100 EMA and break was today again, gapped up, broke the 100 EMA. We are now back testing it, okay? And we sat down for a much longer period in the lower channel of the RSI, obviously, than the upper. Same with the MACD, very weak. So this pop right here, coming back to whatever resistance it wants to find, that is what we're going to see hopefully continue the downside, and VIX into new lows for this long coming up. The volatility index has range moves all the way down here to that triple gap scenario of $17 again. We were looking for that yesterday. As we said, any break of 18 will continue to that downside pretty nicely, and she made it all the way down to 1730s. So right now, this pop on the VIX, hopefully temporary to come up, hit whatever, and then range down. So we have a beautiful market pull down right now to find support and utilize the 15-minute fib, which is the triple, and hopefully to run right back around. Hopefully it's not for Friday on data, but we'll come back towards those gaps up here. That's the plan.